Yo, what is up guys, Black Viper here, back at it with another video. Now in today's video, I'm doing something a bit different. Now, so far my channel has been all about Fortnite, and you know what, with the NFL season only a couple of days away, I said to myself, you know what, why don't I do my predictions for week 1 of this season? So you know what, that's what we're doing, okay? So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, and let's get things started with our first game, and that's between the Atlanta Falcons and Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Eagles are the reigning Super Bowl champions. Alright, this is actually a rematch of the NFC divisional round last year, which the Philadelphia Eagles won. So now, Carson Wentz is not starting. You have Nick Foles. And even though they didn't have Carson Wentz last year, the Eagles still won. Now, I feel like this Falcons team is going to be good, but it's not going to be the same as how it was in previous years. But as for the Eagles, they're on their home turf, alright? And you know what? You might not have, like, a lot of your stars, like you don't have Alshon Jeffrey playing, but you know what? Still, I feel like the Falcons defense is probably going to let up a lot of points, alright? And that's why I feel like the Falcons are going to be disappointed on the road by the Eagles. As the Eagles are going to win it by a score of 23-14, I'm predicting. So now, the next game we have is between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Cleveland Browns. Now, the Browns made quite a few offseason moves. They added Jarvis Landry. They added Tyrod Taylor. They added Carlos Hyde. And they also drafted quarterback Baker Mayfield and cornerback Denzel Ward. Now, with this, they're going up against a Steelers team that, in my opinion, keeps getting better and better every single year. But still, I feel like this is going to be a very close game. And you know what? I'm going to give the Steelers the edge in this one by a score of 20-24. Like, to be honest, I feel like the Browns are they're going to win one game against the Steelers, but you know what? It's not going to happen week 1, all right? But still, the Browns, they're going to be a pretty good team this year with the players that they have, all right? All they need is just good coaching, and you know what? If Coach Hugh Jackson could just take care of his players, they'll be fine. So now, next game is between the Cincinnati Bengals and Indianapolis Colts. Now, this is Andrew Luck's first game in God knows how long. I don't remember the last time he played. But you know what? He better be refreshed, man. He better play well. Alright? To be honest, he should play well. But you know what? They're going up against the Bengals team, which, I mean, it's pretty trash. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, you do have people like AJ Green. You also have people like Geno Atkins and Vontaze Burfict. But you know what? Despite this, they don't have anybody around them. Andy Dalton, he is not a good quarterback at all in my eyes. Which is why, I mean, I have to give the Colts the edge in this one by a score of 17-7. So now, the next game we have, the Tennessee Titans and Miami Dolphins. Now, last season, quarterback Ryan Tannehill helped the Dolphins tore his ACL. Now, he's back, but the thing is that, will he be the same quarterback that led a team to the playoffs? In my opinion, I feel like he won't. Because this team is so different from what it was last year. They lost 2 Pro Bowlers in Ndamukong Suh and Jarvis Landry. And they're going up against a Titans team that also is probably going to be a threat in the AFC South for years to come. You have quarterback Marcus Mariota, one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks the NFL has seen in a while. And you also have a Tennessee defense, which honestly, I feel like is one of the most underrated in the league. So that's why I'm giving the Titans the edge in this one by a score of 23-9. So now, one of the most anticipated games for me this week is between the San Francisco 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the 49ers made a bunch of moves this offseason. They signed Jimmy Garoppolo to a 5-year deal. They also added a lockdown corner in Richard Sherman. Now, we all know Richard Sherman is getting up there in age, but you know what? He still has the ability to be the leader of the San Francisco 49ers defense, which is a young squad, but you know what? If they're going to be good in years to come, they just have to, they're going to get better. But yet, you're going up against the Minneapolis team, which signed Kirk Cousins, and in my eyes has perhaps the best defense in the NFC. Now, this is going to be a very close game, and I'm predicting it's going to come down to a last-second field goal by Vikings kicker Daniel Carlson, and he's not going to pull a Blair Walsh. He is going to nail that kick, and the Vikings will win by a score of 24-27, which will be Jimmy Garoppolo's first loss. Now, next game, we have the Buffalo Bills and Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Ravens just missed out on the playoffs last year. They still have a good defense, but you know what? A lot of players are getting up there in age. For instance, Terrell Suggs and Eric Weddle are two pretty old guys. All right, they're getting up there in age. But yet, you're going up against a Bills team, which, to be honest, to me only has like two good players. And those two good players in my eyes are LaShawn McCoy and Tre'Davious White. So, I feel like this game is going to be a blowout. All right, you have quarterback Josh Allen at quarterback, and you know what? I think Josh Allen is going to be a terrible quarterback. He's going to be a bust, which is why I'm giving the Ravens the edge in this one by a score of 21-7. Now, a rematch of one of the best games from last year, the Houston Texans and New England Patriots. Now, the Patriots, defending AFC champions, going up against a Houston team that just got Deshaun Watson back. The Texans also signed a free safety in Tyrann Mathieu. They also get J.J. Watt and Whitney Mercilus back. So now, this is going to be a very good game. But you know what? I think Tom Brady is going to be Tom Brady. And the Patriots are going to win this one by a score of 21-28. So now, next game, the Jacksonville Jaguars and New York Giants. Now, this is a pretty interesting game because the Giants drafted Saquon Barkley. They get Odell Beckham Jr. back. But the thing is, for the Giants to be a good team this year, it all depends on Eli. If Eli plays well, they're bound to be a playoff team. If he doesn't play well, it's going to be another 3-13 season. But you know what? Even despite this game, you're up against the Jacksonville defense, which is the best in the NFL. Not even in the AFC, probably in the NFL. All right, and I feel like they're just going to shut them down by a score of 21-7. So now, the next game we have on here is between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and New Orleans Saints. Now, the Saints, we all know, they have Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, and they also have a pretty good defense with Marshawn Lattimore and Cameron Jordan. Now, you're going up against a Buccaneers team, which, just like the Giants, depends on quarterback. if Jameis Winston plays well, then you know what? They are going to be a pretty big threat in the NFC South. But you know what? I don't think Jameis Winston is going to play good this season, man. Which is why I'm going to give the Saints the win, but it's going to be a bit of a blowout by a score of 31-6. So now, the next game we have on here, the Kansas City Chiefs and LA Chargers. Now, they're starting quarterback Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs. Now, this is going to be Mahomes' first full season, and if he plays well, like we saw him in 2 games last year where he actually played pretty decent, and you have one of the most dangerous offensive players probably in the NFL. You have Kareem Hunt at running back. You have Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins at wideout. And you also have, in my eyes, the best tight end in the league in Travis Kelce. Now, the Chargers, on the other hand, have a veteran in Phillip Rivers. They also have running back Melvin Gordon, along with Keenan Allen at wideout. They also have a pretty good defense with Casey Hayward and Joey Bosa. Now, defense for the Chiefs, I feel like is going to be their downfall. They lost their best cornerback in Marcus Peters, and you know what? As a result of that, I'm giving the Chargers the edge in this one by a score of 17-28. So now, the next game we have the Washington Redskins and Arizona Cardinals. Now, for the Cardinals, if they start Sam Bradford, it's going to be a loss. However, if they start their rookie in Josh Rosen, that could be a different story. Now, the Cardinals have a fairly good team. You have Larry Fitzgerald, and you also have a Pro Bowl cornerback in Patrick Peterson. So now the Redskins, on the other hand, have quarterback Alex Smith. They also added Adrian Peterson, which I have a feeling is going to have a good year. And you also have a fairly good defense with Josh Norman. So now this is going to be an okay game, but I'm giving the Redskins the edge in this one by a score of 24-10. Now, the next game we have a rematch of Super Bowl 48 between the Seattle Seahawks and Denver Broncos. Now, a lot of things have changed since Super Bowl 48. The Broncos no longer have Peyton Manning. Instead, they have Case Keenum at quarterback. The Seahawks, on the other hand, well, this offseason hit them hard. They lost Richard Sherman. Cam Chancellor, retired. And Michael Bennett was traded to the Eagles. Now, their defense now only has Earl Thomas. However, the offense, though, only has Russell Wilson and Doug Baldwin. So now, this is going to be it's going to be an okay game. But you know what? The Denver defense is going to be better than how it was last year, which is why I'm giving Denver the edge in this one by a score of 17-27. Now, the next game, I'm a Cowboy fan, and I try to be as unbiased as possible, but understand that I'm going by stats here and how I feel the game is going to play out. This has nothing to do with me being a fan or not, but you know what? I'm giving the Cowboys the win in this one by a score of 27-20. But you know what? I'll tell you why. Because you know what? I feel like Carolina's not going to be the same as how it was last year. All right. They got into the playoffs because of sheer luck. All right. All they needed was for like one team to win, and they're out. So, but you know what? Still, the Cowboys, they're going to be a better team than how they were last year. But then again, it depends on Dak. But I feel like Dak's going to play good week 1, which is why I'm giving the Cowboys the edge in this one. So now, the next game, the Chicago Bears and Green Bay Packers. This is Aaron Rodgers' first game back in Lambeau since the mid-portion of last season. All right? He broke his shoulder, but you know what? He's back, and you know what? He's going to come back with a vengeance. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins MVP. Now, the Bears, on the other hand, they just signed Khalil Mack. They signed Allen Robinson. And I feel like Trubisky, just like how Wentz was last year, he's going to be so much better. He now has quite a few offensive weapons now. You have Jordan Howard. You have the speedy Tariq Cohen. And like I said, you now have Allen Robinson. But you know what? This game is in Lambeau. And it seems like the Bears always get destroyed at Lambeau. And this is Aaron Rodgers we're talking about, a.k.a. the highest paid player in the NFL. Which is why I'm giving the Packers a W in this one by a score of 13-31. Now, Monday night, we have the New York Jets and the Detroit Lions. Now, the Jets are going to be starting quarterback Sam Darnold, which I feel like he is going to win Rookie of the Year. All right, you're also going against a Detroit team with Matthew Stafford, which I feel like is going to have a good year, honestly. All right, they have Golden Tate and Marvin Jones at wide receiver and a pretty good defense with Ziggy Ansah and Darius Slay. But you know what? Sam Darnold, in his first NFL game, is going to lead the Jets down the field and throw a touchdown to Robbie Anderson to give the New York Jets a 17-14 win in Detroit. I just said that. I know none of you guys are going to agree with this pick, but you know what? Watch it happen. Just straight up watch it happen. So now, final game. The LA Rams and Oakland Raiders. Now, this is the Raiders' last year in Oakland. And this is also John Gruden's first game as the coach of the Raiders. But I'm going to be honest, the Raiders have made some very questionable moves this offseason. Like, they got rid of Khalil Mack. You got rid of Michael Crabtree. You got rid of punter Marquette King. And you know what? At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if they let go of Derek Carr. But the Rams, on the other hand, well, they have Jared Goff at quarterback, the reigning offensive player of the year in Todd Gurley. They also added Brandon Cooks. And they also have probably the second most OP defense in the NFC. But you know what? This is John Gruden's first game. I feel like he's going to come with some trick plays. And just because of that, all right, I'm giving the Raiders the win in this one by a score of 23-28. Now, I know you guys don't agree with half of my picks. And you're probably down there saying, oh, yeah, you're a Cowboy fan, which is why you picked them to win. Nah, bro. I actually use stats for this one. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, hit that like button, man. It takes a second out of your day. And while you're down there, why not consider subscribing? Because you know what? I'll be uploading regularly content. So yeah, Hope you guys enjoy. Peace out.